Hondo boots are traditionally made and some of the best value boots that you can get in their price range. It's been about 4 years since I did the original extended test review on these Hondo 3416 boots, so I figured it was time for an update. So let's feature them in part 2 of my fence project in today's video. Let's get into it.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and always like and comment down below. And if you think somebody you know would like this video after you're done watching it, send it to them. Sharing a video helps this channel grow quite a bit. So thank you so much for being here. I've done a lot of videos on Hondo boots, and that's because they are my favorite boot in the $300 price range. They're traditionally made, and they really haven't changed how they make a boot since they started in 1965. I first featured these 3416 boots in a video at some stables in Western New York. It was a nasty day, and they held up great, and they have continued to hold up great. So let's get to work on a fence project that I'm working on in these boots. In part 1 of the fence project, I wore my horsepower top hand boots while my wife and I cleared the area of our new house so we could finish the fence that was already there. Lots of swearing at stumps in that video. Now I have to dig the post holes and set the posts for this portion of the fence in these Hondo 3416 boots. I started out by putting out some line to mark where I was going to put the post holes, and you can see my husky dog Jiro there. He's the reason why this fence is a priority. Huskies are runners, so I got him on a lead right now, but I want him to be able to run around without running into traffic, so we gotta get these holes dug. This house was built in 1917, and this area used to be a driveway, so digging these holes is tough. Luckily, I got some tough boots on my feet. The Hondo 3416 boots are a nubuck bullhide on the foot and counter. Bullhide is some of the toughest leather going for the price, and it might feel a little stiff at first, but it breaks in beautifully. Plus, these boots have a rubber midsole, which makes this boot a tank, and it keeps the leather outsole a bit stiff for use in the stirrups, but it also protects the insole for when you run a hole through the leather outsole, and it can also provide a touch of water resistance as well. It's sprinkling a little today, but not nearly enough to soak the boots. I wish it would rain a little bit more to make it easier to dig though. Yeah, it might be tough going, but it gives me time to take breaks and show Jiro some love. It's cool that he's hanging out with me for this project. Maybe he's also just appreciating the silhouette of the boots with the stacked jeans. The 3416 has a higher leather stack heel at around 2 inches with a spur shelf, and it looks great with a nice pair of stacked jeans like these 1968 jeans from Gustin. All this work is making me sweat, so I gotta shed my Flint and Tinder chore coat, which is my new favorite jacket. I love the big pockets for all the random stuff you need building things, and after a quick breather, I get my Sullivan buffalo gloves back on and get back to it. And from this angle, it looks like I'm aggressively murdering my dog for forcing me to do all this, but no, he's a good guy and totally worth it. With a couple more scoops, it looks like this hole is deep enough, so let's cover it up so Jiro doesn't fall in. I was building a deck once, and the holes for that were much bigger, and we left them uncovered, and my buddy's blind Cocker Spaniel fell in. So I learned my lesson from that. Now on to the next hole. I originally planned 4 posts because I wanted to put the gate on the side around where I dug that first hole, but the property lines didn't allow for that. So right now I'm kind of thankful because 2 posts are all I really want to dig. After more digging that I won't bore you with, I had this hole deep enough and covered it up as well, ready to set the posts the next day. Before setting the posts the next day, I wanted to take down this old bracket that's not holding anything up anymore and use the bolts to attach a 2x4 for a surface to put a gate latch. Once all the bolts were out, I wanted to see if I could Chuck Norris high kick it down. After a warm-up and a couple of misses, it was time for the moment of truth. Hi-ya! And I even flinched, surprising myself I could kick that high. Hondo boots are no stranger to heights, with its tall top coming in at 14 inches. It's got a cowhide leather lining, which breathes really well, and a traditional hard leather insole, which has molded great to my foot over the past few years. With the bracket down, it was time to attach the 2x4, and I don't have a big concrete drill bit, so I'm going to use this Loctite adhesive, which I've heard works crazy good, and use one of the bolts that was holding in the bracket up top as well. If you feel like I should invest in some better tools, please consider supporting me and becoming a member of the Boots and Ballads Bunkhouse, where you can get extra content from me, extra access, and have a say in what I feature here on the channel. just head over to jeremiahcraig.com/membership and choose a preferred tier. I appreciate your support. Let's get my lines set back up since the dogs wrecked them when I wasn't recording. My buddy Steve came over to help me set the posts, and after making a little bit more room in the hole so it's in line, we got some concrete in there, mixed it up, made it plumb, and then on to the next post, which we put in as we were losing light. But now we're all set up to put up the fence in the next video. I'm making good progress on the fence, and as of this recording, it's already all done. I just have to edit the next video, in which I'll feature the Red Wing Pecos boots. So stay tuned for that here on the channel, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. But in the case of this video, the Hondo 3416s did great. Again, I mean, it's not like it's anything super serious, just out there standing and digging holes. But you know, if you've been standing on your feet for any length of time, you know sometimes you just need good support boots. And these have got good arch support. These have got a good fit. These are a B-width. I know they're kind of hard to come by right now in the Hondo world. But when you get the right width, you get all of the right support everywhere. And it doesn't matter if it's a hard leather insole or not. The right width is just the right width, and you get the support that you need in the areas where you need it. The bull hide definitely breaks in very well. The rubber midsole does make the outsole a little bit stiff. So it might take a little bit longer to break in than if this was just a one-piece leather outsole with no midsole here. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about going with the 3416. The outsole is a little bit more stiff and could take a little bit more break-in just because it does have that rubber midsole. That said, I think when it's time for a resole, I'll probably get this switched over to a rubber outsole because I do like to wear this boot quite a bit in some nasty weathers, right? I'm not a huge fan of the toe shape, but the toe shape is a very working style toe shape, right? Wide square toe, double stitched welt. In fact, I think it is the only wide square toe double stitch welt that I have kept in my collection. So this is the only one that I got now. Not a huge fan of the toe shape, but this boot looks pretty good. And I don't mind the fact that it has a wide square toe. What else can I say about this boot? Oh, nubuck bullhide care. I forgot to mention that. So the nubuck bullhide is basically kind of a little bit of distressing on the leather just to give it a little bit different feel, a little bit different vibe, right? So if you use regular conditioners and thing on a nubuck bullhide, it's gonna sort of make that vibe go away. So if you're wondering what to condition your nubuck bullhides with, use a distressed leather conditioner, and then you can also use a little bit of a brush and kind of aggravate those nubuck fibers. Again, I've done a video on it if you wanna see how to clean and condition nubuck bullhide. I also did it in the first video where I featured these, so it's not too crazy hard or anything. It's basically like conditioning anything else, except you have a little bit extra step of brushing up that leather to sort of aggravate those nubuck fibers again to give it that vibe. If you guys are interested in getting your own pair of Hondo 3416 boots, you can save 10% on your order over at cartersboots.com. They are originally priced at like $320, I believe, at the time of this recording, and that code will save you 10%, which brings these down to like $290, $288 or something like that. So the code is Jeremiah Craig at checkout over at cartersboots.com. No spaces, Jeremiah Craig, and I'll save you 10% and bring these boots to under $300, which is a really good deal for a traditionally made boot. And that's all I got to say. You guys have experience with Hondo or the 3416? Let me know down in the comments. How do you think the fence is coming along? Let me know about that as well. And I look forward to sharing the last of it with the Red Wing Pecos coming soon. So stay tuned for that and subscribe. I'll see you guys around. Peace. Thanks so much for watching. It's the Hondo 3416. Built tough and stays mean. Plus it looks great with stacked jeans. It's the Hondo 3416. Thanks for watching today. Why don't you check out the original Hondo boots extended test video up here, or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.